This video is presented by DiecastModelsWholesale.com. They offer a wide variety of diecast cars, models, action figures, and other objects from companies like Hot Wheels, Greenlight, and Johnny Lightning, representing franchises such as Formula One, IndyCar, Star Trek, and Marvel. This is just a small sample of what Diecast Models Wholesale offers. They have an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. For a special deal from me, Ryan Holman, use the link in the description of this video and as the pinned comment for it. Jeremy Mayfield started to compete in the NASCAR Cup Series in 1993 and gradually improved through 1997. That year, Mayfield qualified for every race, finished in the top 10 in 8 races, topped by 4th place at Dover, and finished 13th in the championship. Mayfield's team, Krunefis Racing, merged with Penske Racing South to form Penske Krunefis Racing between the 1997 and 1998 seasons. Now, as a Team Penske driver, Mayfield had a great 1998 season. He led the championship after multiple races and won his first race at Pocono, before ultimately finishing 7th in points. Although Mayfield won additional races at Fontana and Pocono in 2000, Penske released Mayfield during the 2001 season. The next year, Mayfield started to drive for Evernham Motorsports. After failing to win a race in 2002 and 2003, Mayfield won in 2004 and 2005 at Richmond and Michigan, respectively. Each year, Mayfield qualified for the playoffs and finished 10th and 9th in the standings. This was the first time he finished the season ranked inside the top 10 since 1998. Unfortunately, Mayfield had a horrible 2006 season. In the first 21 races of the year, he finished no better than 13th position at Talladega and was released from the team. Then through the end of 2008, Mayfield drove for 4 different teams. In this time, Mayfield failed to finish in the top 10 in even a single race. For 2009, Mayfield would drive for his own team, Mayfield Motorsports. Mayfield would field the number 41 Toyota Camry with sponsorship from Big Red, mostly through their all-sport brand. The best of the 2009 season for Mayfield was easily his qualifying race for the Daytona 500, but it was not easy.
Jeremy Mayfield clocks in 35th with a lap of 48.62 in his Toyota. Mike Garvey, Kurt Shelmerdine, Mike Skinner are next. Now a member of the number 27 crew, borrowed from Regan Smith's 78 crew, run into on the pit stop there. A car accelerating out slid sideways and caught him. We'll get an update when we can.
We have a lot of issues going on right now here with about 10 laps to go. The 2 transfer spots, Jeremy Mayfield, the 41 car, you can see he's in 3rd right now. They changed just 2 tires.
And another really good effort on the chart of these guys that had to get in. The 41 car, good job for Kyle Busch and his crew. And I'm really impressed with Mark Martin.
Well, the owner of this car better give the driver a raise. Of course, Jeremy owns it himself, but what a day for Jerry Mayfield and A.J. Allmendinger.
They're congratulating each other.
The Daytona 500.
A big hug from Tony first, crew chief, his wife Shayna. You've had a lot of great moments. Where does this one rank in your racing resume? This one is huge, Jeremy.
Man, it is. I tell you, I just can't say enough about all sport. Everybody came on with us, and just can't believe it. You know, 23 days ago, we didn't even have a race team or nothing. Walked in the shop, and 2 hours later, we bought a bunch of cars and went racing. And but we were in it for a long haul, and I said I would never do this if I couldn't do it for a long haul. And I just really proud of all my guys. Tony, man, everybody involved. Bobby, I mean, just I can go on and on and on. Just mainly all sport, man. They took a chance with us and sponsored a car and team that shouldn't even be here right now. So I mean, well, thank them, Gary Smith and everybody. Just an emotional day for me, and just that's why I wanted to come back. Pretty awesome.
All right, thank you, Jeremy. Dick?
Mayfield showed that his new team could perform well. If they did good enough, the team could get into the top 35 in owners' points after the first 5 races, automatically qualifying them for races while in that position.
And problems for Jeremy Mayfield. This is his race car and a team he put together 3.5 weeks ago. Thought he might have a vibration. And as of yesterday, nobody on this team had gotten their first paycheck. That's how new this team is, but they'll bank at least or nearly $250,000 for starting this race and hope they can get back in it.
Yeah, it's a team that plans on running the entire schedule.
Preparation, they obviously have been under a lot of pressure to get this car down here, get it prepared to race. getting it in the race, and then I've got to believe those guys are worn out from just getting into the race. So mistakes are not uncommon when you're in that kind of stress.
Now, right now, Scott Riggs with a 29.86. That's what Jeremy Mayfield has to beat to have a chance.
Car didn't look good at all.
Not at all. Almost looked exactly like Scott Riggs' car through 1 and 2.
Surely did.
Well, at least one of them is going home on this run. Mayfield's going to have to pick it up.
Yeah.
40th, 29.60. That is faster than Riggs, and that will bump Scott Riggs.
Now, see, that time he tried to go above those little bumps down there, and I don't think that's going to pay off either. You lose so much time up out of the groove.
You can just see him having to play with that throttle, even down there in turn 3 and 4.
So Mayfield is in the show for the moment, but he is only able to manage to move onto the bubble. Scott Riggs will go home along with Tony Raines. Smith will either lock himself or Nemechek into the field, and he's done it. 18th for Regan Smith. He puts himself in the race, and that will send Jeremy Mayfield home. Jeremy Mayfield also missed the show at Las Vegas after making the season's first 2 races. Not quick in practice, and he is going to need to get probably in the teens, if not right on about 30-20, if he wants to race here Sunday.
You know, you're talking about Joe. It's just one hurdle at a time. Okay, I'm in the race.
Right.
Now we'll work on getting some tires and a pit crew for the race, and then we'll worry about the race.
Jeremy Mayfield is going to be the slowest of 43 so far at a 30.81. And that lap, well, it won't lock David Gilliland in because of Bill Elliott and the Champions Provisional situation, but it will send Gilliland 1 step closer to racing on Sunday.
Yeah, right now it looks like who's in real jeopardy. 2 teams that made the first 2 races and both of them missed Las Vegas, and that's Scott Riggs in the 36 car and now Jeremy Mayfield in the 71. They're not locked out yet, but they're back there, I think, in trouble.
Yep.
Second lap is a little slower for Mayfield, whose Cup career started here in 1995.
They've just struggled ever since they unloaded earlier today. It's like when you look at them in the 36, the tracks, the bump stops, the bumps you have to deal with, maybe teams that don't have access to these pull-down rigs, that's where they're struggling right now, Darrell.
Sure seems that way. They had good cars at Daytona. They were very competitive down there, but ever since we've gone to these high-speed racetracks, they've suffered.
Allmendinger's got to go.
Well, we've seen him do it. I mean, I remember him laying it on the wall and never backing out of the gas at Bristol when he had the time in, when he was driving that 10 car. He's getting a lot of apron getting into 3.
I just don't think he's gonna. No, he's not. It's just not gonna get there right now. Now that will send Jeremy Mayfield to the house, though.
It will, but it leaves Allmendinger hanging on by his fingernails. It locks in David Gilliland. Jeremy Mayfield in the all-sport Toyota. He's got to go. He was not fast in practice. Needs to find some speed here, and 15.71 may not be good enough.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to be good enough. That'll be good news for Travis Quapple, that 28 car, though.
The second lap is quicker, a 15.70, but Mayfield, who has started on the second row here in the past, is in jeopardy as Quapple is locked in along with Blaney and Gilliland.
Yeah, you know, this team qualified for the Daytona 500. They qualified on time at Auto Club Speedway, and they've lost it since then. They've missed the last 2 races, and they're in jeopardy of missing this race here at Bristol.
Well, Vegas and in Atlanta and in here, I mean, you have got to be spot on. Your handling package has got to be good, and you got to have some horsepower under the hood.
So Michael Waltrip, who is in a backup car, will be the last car to qualify.
Mikey, just get you a nice solid run in here in the old backup car.
That's the 2 cars that will not make the show because Michael Waltrip is a car that's in the top 35. So Jeremy Mayfield, Scott Riggs will not race for the 3rd consecutive week.
In the first 5 races, Mayfield only qualified at Daytona and Fontana, where he finished in 40th and 34th places, respectively. Not surprisingly, Mayfield and his team were not close to being in the top 35 in points. The next 6 races were marginally better.
Got a car in the wall, turn 441.
That's Jeremy Mayfield. No caution yet.
No caution. We've seen this a lot today. This is not unusual. If he can get down on the inside, he should stay green.
And there should be a break in the traffic right about here if the car will turn. Not yet. Maybe he'll try to get down in the back straightaway. They're not going to wait.
When it happens in
Caution's
turn
out.
3 and 4 like that, hard to get all the way back around to the pit road.
Jeremy Mayfield in the All-Sport Toyota was the pole sitter here in 1998 for Roger Penske, and then finished 5th the following year. His best results at Texas, but he's missed 3 races in 09, Las Vegas, Atlanta, and Bristol.
Yeah, he was the 3rd slowest of the go homers earlier today. I tell you what, the exit of these corners are just throwing these guys an absolute fit. Like you say, once they especially start getting across those bumps.
It just gets the car up the hill where there's not enough grip in the track, and you can't get it to turn. It just bogs you down.
You could see his left front just jump in turn 2 as he went over that bump.
You got a handful of steering wheel cranked to the left. Coming off a corner just slows you down so much.
Well, he is right there in between Keselowski and Riggs with a 29-13, and you know, right now that's kind of got a going home look to it.
Boy, and it's a sick feeling after that first lap when they call you and tell you got to pick it up, and you've already done all you can do.
Now he is a 1/10.5 off of Keselowski and 4/10 off of Mike Bliss in the battle to get in the show.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to be any better.
No, second lap 2/10 slower.
I don't think this is going to do it. It's not going to do it.
It's plowing. I mean, you couldn't get it to turn down into 3 at all. Got him up the hill just a little too far.
42nd, 29.06. He will lock Brad Keselowski in with this run, and it will send Jeremy Mayfield home. Here's Jeremy Mayfield, looking to qualify for his 4th race of the year. He's been coming here since 1994 as 1 top 10 start and a runner-up finish while driving for Roger Penske, in which he led 46 laps. The big red Toyota.
And I know, even though we only had even though we had 3.5 hours of practice today, 2 practice sessions, all this group worked on was practice qualifying runs. They didn't worry about the race because their race is to get in the race.
Todd Bodine is on the bubble at a 54. The green line is Sterling Marlin at a 37.
It's not going to happen on this first lap for Jeremy Mayfield
really
at all.
Not really even close at that speed. Looks like he's having trouble getting up off of turn 2. Look how he loses so much time there, like the car is just sliding the front end right out to the wall.
A 73. He needs about 4/10 of a second.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot of good pickup.
Just does not look like it's going to happen for Jeremy Mayfield.
Caught the wall.
Got up into the wall and is just going downhill from there.
So Mayfield goes home, and that leaves 2 spots to fill in this field. Trouble hard in the wall, Robbie Gordon. And around goes Jimmy Johnson.
Denny Hamlin's involved, Martin Truex Jr., David Stremme. This is version 2 of the big one.
Well, desperate men were starting to do some desperate things out there as the laps wound down.
Let's see what happened here. Montoya got hit by the 11.
Yep. There it is.
And that turned him a little bit to the left, and then or to the right, and then when he corrected, he got into Bobby Labonte, and it was on from there.
Boy, Hornish scooted through there for a while and then got turned. Trouble, Darrell, front straightaway. Jeremy Mayfield has spun, something broken under the rear of that car, because the right sides are on the ground.
Boy, they are.
Well, you want to know who was breathing?
Look at the right side. He hit the wall pretty good, Larry.
A strong sigh of relief. Dale Earnhardt Jr. was just about to get lapped.
Let's see what happened here.
On the right side before we go to.
Watch that silver 41 coming into view in the outside lane.
Popped that wall pretty hard.
Makes a little contact there, but I think there must be more to this story than here he is on the front straightaway. So he did some damage as he rubbed the wall down the back there. Then he spun out, And that's what blew out the right side tires.
Yep, there they go, down on the rim. So we're under caution. Officially, this is the third caution of the night. We ran the first 6 laps under a green-yellow condition, drying the track out. Smallsponsor.com is the organization on the hood of his car.
And he's going to have to pick up, I think, from what he ran in practice. He was one of those cars that he wasn't one of the slowest to, but he wasn't up there like where David Gilliland and Joe Nemechek and those other guys were.
Right, Larry. He was 8th of the go-or-go homers in final practice, which puts him right on the bubble.
Whoa, that's a little loose right there. Cost him a little bit of time.
Yeah, this lap I don't think is going to do it. He's going to have to run that second lap.
Oh, he's right in between Marlin and Speed. 28-24. He needs 6/100ths of a second to lock himself in.
Got off of there nice, a little bit better. Let's see if he had trouble here getting into 3 last time. Got it up there just a little. When you see that gray area right near your rear tires, that's treacherous.
It's going to be close. I'm just not sure it's going to be close enough, at least right now.
No. He picks up 2/100ths, but he is not as quick as Sterling Marlin. He will lock Sterling in, and the bottom 2 become Mayfield and Speed, and they are separated just by 3.5 of a second. Jeremy Mayfield and Scott Speed are the 2 drivers who are disappointed today and will not race tomorrow.
The first 11 races of 2009, Mayfield only qualified for 5 events, and his best finish was 32nd at Talladega, where he retired due to being in a crash. Mayfield continued to struggle, though, and his season would get even worse.
Well, another big story coming out of Darlington today. We told you a few moments ago about a NASCAR press conference that was scheduled for 6 p.m. tonight. We just heard from Jim Hunter, Director of Communications for NASCAR. Let's hear what Hunter had to say.
Jeremy Mayfield, driver of the number 41 car in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. Tony Martin, a licensed crew member with the number 34 team in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. And Ben Williams, a licensed crew member with the number 16 team in the NASCAR Nationwide Series, have been indefinitely suspended from NASCAR for violating the sanctioning body's substance abuse policy.
So multiple race winner Jeremy Mayfield, driver of the number 41, has been suspended from NASCAR indefinitely for violation of the substance abuse policy. It simply doesn't happen much in Sprint Cup competition. For more, let's go back into the garage and rejoin Wendy Venturini.
This is definitely the biggest news of 2009 regarding the substance abuse policy. We heard from Jim Hunter. There is a zero-tolerance substance abuse policy in NASCAR. He went on to say it's one of the toughest policies in our sport. Jeremy Mayfield has been confirmed to fail his drug test and has been indefinitely suspended. Now, there was a lot of questions just now in this press conference regarding whether Claritin falls on that list of the drug, and they are referring to their doctor, Robert Black, on that issue. Now, they did tell us, NASCAR did tell us they did eliminate alcohol from that testing policy, from that test, so we know it was not alcohol. Now, we do know last week in Richmond, this test took place last week at Richmond. Typically, they get about 4 to 8 drivers every Cup weekend in the Cup garage that are tested. Every driver in the Sprint Cup Series was tested before the season started, but 4 to 8 of them get tested on a weekly basis. Last week, it was Jeremy Mayfield. There was an A and a B sample taken. When he failed the A sample, they went ahead and took another sample, and he failed that one too. So we're just following on more details of this story, but we do know alcohol was eliminated, but definitely a sad story in the garage from what we've heard regarding the substance abuse policy. Johnny?
Wendy, thanks a lot, and certainly that makes the story a little bit more sad right now. If you remember back to the beginning of the season, a couple weeks before the Daytona 500, Jeremy Mayfield did not even have a team. He didn't have any race cars. He put a team together, came down, and started making some waves as an independent owner.
In May, Mayfield was suspended indefinitely by NASCAR after testing positive for methamphetamine. However, the Mayfield team would continue to compete. J.J. Yaley replaced Mayfield at Charlotte for the All-Star Open, where they finished 22nd, and the World 600, where Yaley failed to qualify. The combination also withdrew from Dover. Mayfield's suspension and sponsorship issues caused his team to close. As of December 2025, Mayfield has not attempted to participate in NASCAR's drug rehabilitation process, nor has he been reinstated by the organization. Mayfield has competed in various racing leagues sanctioned by organizations besides NASCAR, including the World of Outlaws and the Cars Racing Tour. This video is presented by DiecastModelsWholesale.com. They offer a wide variety of die-cast cars, models, action figures, and other objects from companies like Hot Wheels, Greenlight, and Johnny Lightning, representing franchises such as Formula One, IndyCar, Star Trek, and Marvel. This is just a small sample of what Diecast Models Wholesale offers. They have an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. For a special deal from me, Ryan Holman, use the link in the description of this video and as the pinned comment for it.